Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Friday, May 3rd, 2013. Alright, our announcements for today are the real unemployment number for last month is coming out this morning at 8:30. I would imagine that it might just tick down. I'm not really sure. But yesterday's report, the jobless claims or new claims report, actually came out pretty well, and the market responded positively from it, but not as positively as one would expect. I think there's still some concern out there. So this number here for last month's unmodified employment number and all the data associated with it could have a more of an impact on the market than new claims. New claims have been in the 300,000 range for so long that I just think people don't really pay much attention to it, and I don't know what magic number it is that is going to trigger any sort of response. I mean, it'll continue to fall because if you're figuring that 300,000 people are filing for unemployment every week, eventually you're going to run out of people to file for unemployment. And I mean, there's still some people that have to have a job, I guess you could say. So that's an interesting part of it. Anyway, enough garbage coming out of my mouth for today. Let's go over to, here we go. All right, now looking at pre-market, a little bit down. Gold is up a little bit, 1476, sort of on a steady march back up. So my future contract that I have in a simulated trade here for gold is probably doing pretty good. Let's take a look. We're almost at $5,000 on that one. And my other side of the trade was short an ES contract, E-mini contract, and that's at $2,000. So we're still up $2,000 approximately on that particular trade. My real account, though, with the real money, this Amazon is continuing to collect a little bit each day as Amazon wiggles around. CF is recovering from its almost negative 600 there for a while. MasterCard is a bull put trade that's coming along very fine, and that is a May, due to expire in 2 weeks. Well, I mean 3 weeks from today, but 2 weeks from today. Sorry. 10 days, I guess you could say. Netflix is also a May expiration, Iron Condor, coming along real fine. Just got into that one recently, so it's just starting to collect. Yesterday in my spread account, I did pick up this Visa. I wasn't going to jump into this one real early, but the alert triggered, and I figured that I might get in there and give it a try. So far it's working out okay. We'll take a look at that right quick on a chart. Not that chart, but this chart. Here we go. Alright, I got into it right around here yesterday, just a little bit after 10, I believe. And it's actually up just a hair so far. Alright, so why did I have hesitation about it? Well, I had some hesitation just because it's new to my list and I'm not really familiar. I haven't been looking at enough charts on it, but I decided, because of the huge gap that it put in yesterday, that we might just do something with that. It had good earnings, better than MasterCard. So MasterCard were neutral trade, and this one is directional to the upside. And then the insurance policies, Q's, like I mentioned, is a loser. Russell's doing pretty good and should do a little bit better, add a little bit more to it today. And IWM is just sitting there and not doing a whole heck of a lot. And these are all calendars for anybody that might be new to watching this. Alright, somebody asked me if I would do a little bit more on insurance policies, and I might just do that. I will make a note about that. And I'll also set something up to remind me to do that. And I'll let you know what I think about them. So, in effect, these simulated trades on ES and GC are both insurance policies. And they're both insurance policies to a pullback in the market. Hopefully, or the thought is anyway, is that gold will go up if the S&P 500 goes down. So that's the way, that's traditional thinking. Gold is a little bit weird lately. I think because a lot of people are just playing it for whatever reason, but it did definitely have a huge pullback, and then thought I would snap up a simulated contract here. So yes, you can trade futures and Forex on the Thinkorswim platform. All you have to do is get approved for it, and you can trade futures in an IRA. But so far, I don't think, at least last time I checked, you can't trade options on futures in an IRA. Don't ask me why. But I guess it's just the rules related to Reg T account, and the options on futures is kind of new. So I just think it wasn't like as though they didn't want you to, they just hadn't approved it yet. I don't know if that's the SEC or who does that, but somebody approves that. Alright, let's move on to our A+ list and see what's going on. Alright, I cleaned up my charts yesterday. I got a little cramp in my mousing hand from all the delete drawing stuff that I had to do. But Apple here, we're looking for confirmation on our hook down. I just want to zoom in just a tad on this one and see if they're actually, yeah, it is kind of moving down here a little bit. So I think what we're going to do for today is slip in a little bit of an alert under the low of yesterday. And we'll see how that one works out. I'm going to be looking for something below that particular number, which is 439 roughly. Okay, so we have an alert on Apple. Amazon still consolidating, I believe. I guess you could call this consolidating. On the long-term weekly chart, MACD is kind of hanging around the zero line here, with a little bit of a downward pressure coming along here. But that's mainly, I think, from their earnings, and hopefully it'll come back and catch this. Alright, so from a daily chart, 50 moving average, kind of flat. Don't see anything really directional in there right now, so we'll just stick with our iron condor. Alright, Baidu, we had this earnings gap here. Still trying to figure out which way it's going to be going, so we'll take a pass on that one for right now. Alright, CELG, you can see here it is right here, that I had the alert trigger at 11:12 yesterday on CELG, and I came on it took a look at it, and I wasn't, if I look at what's out there and available, I looked at May and there was not, if I was going to do a delta of 20, there wasn't anything that that I was interested in. 115 was just a little bit too close. Actually, it's really close. And we do have 14 days to expiration here, 10 trading days. So then I looked out into June, and I saw a price target that looked satisfactory to me, like around 110. But here's my concern: was the open interest was only at 388, and I like them to be 500. And then with a little bit more looking, I saw that, well, look at the difference between the put side and the call side for open interest, especially a little bit in the money on the call side. And I thought that was interesting, and I don't really have an explanation for that, except that, you know, there might be a lot of covered calls out there on this thing. So a lot of people own the stock and they're selling calls against it. That's the only thing that I can figure out. Which to me, you know, covered calls is basically a bullish strategy. So I would have to say that the general public or whoever, the big investing companies and mutual funds, etc., are probably looking at this as a pretty good long-term investment, and are feeling kind of bullish about it. Now, I identified this particular level here as a support, and anything at this point or below would be good for a credit spread. So the 115 was the one that I was attracted to. And if I look here, the delta of 110 looks pretty safe, but only 388 for open interest. But the spread's not too bad here between bid and ask. It's only 6 cents, so that's not too bad. So I may just go back in on that today. So therefore I will reset another alert. So I'm re-alerting CELG. And we'll see if that triggers today. This is kind of a, well, this is weird here. Kind of a weird looking move. We'll see how she plays out. Alright. CF Industries. Let's go back over here. This is where we have our bear call, and we have an alert in here just in case it goes bad. I want to move that down just a tad, because I'm going to want to know a little bit sooner now, because it's getting closer to expiration, which is May. And I don't see any other entry opportunity. Downtrend, stochastic down, nothing there. Chipotle. After earnings, still consolidating, no entry. GLD, looking pretty bullish right now. Not doing much here though. Still consolidating for the most part. Google. In a nice uptrend. Continuation here after a little bit of a scare from their earnings. Moving up smartly, but no entry for us, folks. No entry. I did have a simulated iron condor on this. Do I have it over here yet? Yes, I do. Let's take a look and see how it's doing. And it would be up, it's just 5 positions, looking to get 235 out of it. It's up to 122, so probably what I would do right now is I would exit. So let me make a note of that. Exit Google simulated iron condor. That's what I would do. Just getting a little bit too hairy for my taste. I'll take the $122 and call it a day. Alright, Goldman. By the way, there was no other directional entry, in case I didn't say that. Alright, Goldman, in a downtrend. If we would have had this last week, we might have had a entry signal here. I would have probably gotten in on this candle and then sweated out these days, and then see the indicators proving that it is headed back down, at least in this time frame. But I don't see any entry here right now. LinkedIn, just like a little rocket ship, but no entry. Moving average up, stochastic up, no entry. MasterCard, we're looking pretty good on this bull put here. I was just wondering if there was an iron condor here, but there's not, so it's a bull put. That's it. And Netflix, consolidating. Our iron condors should be looking pretty good for right now. We only have 2 more weeks left. We'll see how that one works out. No entry in any sort of directional play in that. Priceline, I can get rid of this. I didn't get to Priceline apparently yesterday to get rid of these drawings. I can get rid of all drawings on this one, so I don't have anything going on right now. Alright, so that one's all cleaned up. Too flat for a directional. This 50 MA is just too flat. There's no direction. It's not proving anything to me right now. And I'm not going to do an iron condor. At least not right now. I'm not going to have to go shopping maybe this weekend for June iron condors. And Panera. We are in an uptrend. We could have taken this as a secondary entry. I'm just going to wait for another little pullback and get our stochastic back down here for an entry on that. And then V, which we covered mostly before. Reminds me of that TV show. Isn't there a TV show called V? What, talk about a dumb name for a TV show. V. Oh boy. Okay, this is yeah, we're in on this, and no indications of any other sort of secondary entries or opportunities to add to that position. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.